At first, extra effort changed your trajectory. Late nights led to promotions, stretch projects led to raises, saying yes created upward movement. Then something stopped compounding. More effort no longer moved you forward, it kept you from falling behind. Your workload expanded, your leverage did not. You are working harder to hold the same ground. Your days start earlier than before. Your calendar fills weeks in advance. You answer messages faster than your peers. You volunteer before others hesitate. You feel responsible for outcomes that used to belong to teams. Your name appears in more meetings. Your decisions affect larger budgets. You tell yourself this is growth. More responsibility means more influence. More influence should mean more leverage. The logic feels clean. You are trusted with critical tasks. You are looped in to strategic discussions. You are harder to replace than before. That should increase your power. Instead, it increases your workload. When you slow down, things stall. When you push harder, things stabilize. Your effort maintains position. It does not expand it. Your performance must remain high to justify your role. High performance is now the minimum requirement. The baseline moved quietly. What once impressed now sustains. You believe sustained effort increases leverage. The harder you work, the more control you gain. Control should translate into optionality. Optionality should translate into freedom. That is the equation you accepted early on. Effort produces value. Value produces influence. Influence produces leverage. It worked at first. Promotions followed visible output. Raises followed visible sacrifice. Your reputation strengthened with each extra push. You internalized the pattern. More effort equals more upward movement. When progress slowed, your solution was simple. Work harder, respond faster, take on more. You assumed the compounding would resume. You interpreted rising workload as proof of importance. You interpreted busyness as evidence of demand. You believed indispensability increased bargaining power. If they need you more, you must be stronger. If your role expands, your leverage must expand with it. You assume scarcity increases your value. You assume complexity increases your protection. You assume visibility increases your negotiating power. The belief feels rational. It matches early career experience. It rewards discipline and stamina. It frames exhaustion as investment. You never question the premise. You only adjust the effort. The system rewards effort differently at higher levels. Early effort creates expansion. Later effort creates stabilization. Your increased output reduces volatility for the organization. It protects deadlines. It protects revenue. It protects leadership from risk. That protection becomes your function. You are no longer paid to grow. You are paid to absorb pressure. The more competent you become, the more instability flows toward you. Complex problems land on your desk. Failing projects get redirected to you. You patch weaknesses others created. You close gaps others leave open. Your effort now maintains structural balance. Maintenance work does not increase leverage, it increases dependency. The organization adjusts around your reliability. Processes assume your involvement. Decisions assume your presence. Timelines assume your responsiveness. Your calendar becomes infrastructure. If you step back, friction appears. Friction makes you necessary. Necessary does not mean powerful. It means embedded. Embedded roles are difficult to exit. The system rewards your consistency. It quietly reduces your mobility. The harder you work, the more essential you become. The more essential you become, the harder it is to move. As your effort increases, your leverage shifts form. It moves from optional to required. Early in your career, extra effort was discretionary. Now it is assumed. What once differentiated you now sustains you. Your high output becomes the baseline expectation. Slowing down no longer returns you to average. it creates visible decline. The trade is subtle. You gain responsibility, you lose flexibility. You gain visibility, you lose maneuver space. Your role expands in scope, but narrows in exit paths. More projects depend on you finishing. More people depend on you deciding. Dependency concentrates around your performance. Pressure increases negotiation freedom. You cannot easily threaten to leave. Too much would destabilize at once. The organization adjusts to your capacity. Your capacity becomes fixed in their planning. Fixed capacity reduces your strategic leverage. The more reliable you become, the more your absence becomes expensive. Expensive absence does not increase your power. It increases resistance to change. You are more important. You are less mobile. Your effort secures your position. It does not expand your options. Leverage shrinks when effort becomes non-optional. Your value shifts from strategic to operational. You are no longer positioned above the work. You are inside the work. Inside roles require constant output. Constant output limits distance. Distance creates leverage. Without distance, you cannot redirect pressure. You can only absorb it. Your growing competence attracts complexity. Complexity increases time demand. Time demand reduces strategic thinking space. Reduced space limits repositioning. You solve immediate problems instead of designing exits. Your calendar fills with execution blocks. Execution blocks crowd out exploration. Exploration is where leverage compounds. The system rewards your responsiveness. It does not reward your restraint. Restraint would create slack. Slack creates bargaining power. Bargaining power requires non-dependency. Your high effort removes slack from the system. Removing slack removes your leverage. The harder you stabilize the structure, the harder it is to step outside it. Your reliability becomes embedded in timelines. Your availability becomes assumed in planning cycles. Assumed availability reduces negotiation credibility. You cannot easily withdraw effort without visible disruption. Visible disruption threatens your standing. So you continue producing at maximum capacity. Maximum capacity leaves no room for redesign. No redesign means no strategic repositioning. Effort becomes maintenance. Maintenance replaces leverage. At the beginning, extra effort increased your options. You could outwork your way into new rooms. You could prove your way into better roles. Now, extra effort only preserves your current seat. Preserving position requires constant input. Constant input eliminates surplus energy. Surplus energy funds transition. Without surplus, transitions stall. Your identity becomes tied to output volume. Your compensation becomes tied to sustained intensity. Sustained intensity narrows recovery time. Reduced recovery reduces strategic clarity. You are too busy executing to renegotiate your positioning. Opportunities require slack to pursue. Slack requires temporary underperformance. Temporary underperformance now carries visible risk. Your leverage once came from momentum. It now depends on endurance. Endurance does not create optionality. It extends obligation. Fewer external options feel realistic. Internal mobility feels safer than external movement. Safe movement is controlled movement. Controlled movement is not leverage. You are indispensable in place. Indispensable in place means fixed. Your network increasingly overlaps with your current role. Your reputation becomes specific to your present function. Specific reputation narrows external transferability. You cannot easily signal availability without reducing performance. Reduced performance threatens your standing. So you maintain maximum effort. Maximum effort consumes repositioning capacity. Repositioning capacity is leverage. More effort, less leverage. You will respond to the slowdown the only way you know how. You will increase effort again. The workload will expand to absorb it.
Your leverage will contract to match it. You will feel busy. You will not feel free.